We are live. Hello, everyone. My name is Scott Bandy, and it is wonderful to be back in front of you guys on this lovely evening. You're probably asking me why. Why is it so lovely, Scott? What makes this evening so great? Well, before I get into the reason why I'm streaming, gotta talk about some life events that happened in terms of the NFL. As you see, I'm rocking my 49ers beanie. Unfortunately, we got our butt kicked by the Seattle Seahawks. That was a tough one. It was a tough one. I actually was at the game. I went in there with high hopes, high expectations, and unfortunately, the 49ers did not have that same energy. 49ers did not have that same game plan. They weren't on the same page as me, and they came out there. They scored 6 points compared to the Seahawks 41. So that wasn't a good game. Wasn't a great game for 49ers players, wasn't a good game for 49ers fans, especially when you're in the building surrounded by Seahawks fans and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like I wasn't going to put my head down because I've been a 49ers fan almost my whole life. Been a 49ers fan for more than half of my life since I was first introduced to the NFL and football, right? So being around Seahawks fans and seeing that, it was tough. It was tough, but I still had my head high. I still know that next season is about to be great, and we're on the quest for six. So now you're asking me, well, you just talked about how your team lost last week, so why would today be good? As part of being a 49ers fan, also means that you're a Rams hater, right? Now, of course, would I have liked to see the Seahawks somehow lose that game as well? Sure. But my hate for the Rams outweighs my disdain for the Seahawks. So let me tell you something. It is a good day when I see a sad Sean McVay crying on the TV, saying that he feels numb after that loss. It feels good to hear that. It feels good to see the Rams players boo hoo. Oh my gosh, we lost. It feels good to see that and to live through that, right? So, like I said, part of being a 49ers fan is also being a Rams hater. And my haterade is just ready to go. Ready to go after today. They lost to the Seahawks. Seahawks are Super Bowl bound. And yeah, that's a good feeling. I don't know. The Rams fans and Rams players thought they were going to go to Levi Stadium in San Francisco and thought they're going to win a bowl on our home field. And I was just not, it wasn't sitting right with me. I didn't want that to happen. So I'm thankful that that's not happening. It's just not. It's not. I'm sorry, Rams fans. I'm sorry, Rams players, whatever. You guys lost. You guys lost today. You guys sold the game. And it's cool. It's cool. It happens. It happens, right? My team lost. You guys lost. Now we're on to the next one, right? Now I need the Patriots come February 8th. I need you to finish the job. You guys are WWE fans a few years ago with Cody Rhodes. Finish the story. I need the Patriots to finish that story and make the Seahawks get that loss too. Because again, I'm at the University of Washington. I'm in enemy territory. I'm in Seattle. It was a little tough seeing these Seahawks fans just with the jubilation, just so happy go lucky. I don't want to see that. I just don't. I truly do not. So please, Patriots, please, Drake May, I need you to play better. I understand it was a snowstorm today. I understand that, but need you to play a little bit better, Drake. Need you to play a little bit better, Drake. Patriots defense, I need you to continue to show up, be stellar. And the Seahawks, I just need an all-time collapse. I really do. I just need you to collapse. And I would love to see you, the players, and the city just sad come February 9th. Preferably February 8th, as I'm walking around at night, just seeing the sad faces of the Seahawks fans and everyone that's in Seattle. Because right now, you guys got a little bit of dip on your chip. You do. I'm not gonna say you have too much because you guys are obviously in the Super Bowl, but you do got some dip on your chip, and it just doesn't sit right with me. So again, hitter number one, the Rams off the list. Now we need the Seahawks to do the same. But again, that's not the point of the stream. It's not the point of the stream. As you can see on the screen, I'm gonna be reacting to some of the best and says most badass Game of Thrones scenes. I am a huge Game of Thrones fan. Game of Thrones had a real position in the zeitgeist for a while there, from about what 2011 to 2019. It was at the top of everyone's minds. Every Sunday, people would sit down to watch the show. They wanted to see what would happen. There were a lot of moments throughout this 8 year, not 8 year, well, it was 8 years plus 8 seasons, about an 8 year run that people just really enjoyed. There was a lot of scenes, a lot of moments that it's just like, whew, make your bones just make your skin rise, just glow. You feel me? So I'm gonna be reacting to some of these moments. We'll see what this person has come together and put together, and we'll see if I agree with these being some of the best scenes and most badass scenes, or if I think they omitted something, maybe something should have been omitted that they put in there. We'll see how I feel about it, but taking up a lot of your time. We are going to get into it. Let's go. Game of Thrones most badass scenes compilation. I'm gonna be stopping and starting the videos to kind of give you my commentary on what I like about the scene, what I don't like. If I like the scene, you're gonna hear my feelings as a fan of the Game of Thrones, not only TV series but the lore of Game of Thrones and everything that came along with it. So let's get after it.
Government families often forget a simple truth. I found
Okay.
And which truth is that?
knowledge is power.
Knowledge can be power.
Seize him. Cut his throat. Stop. Wait. I've changed my mind. Let him go. Step back 3 paces.
I'm gonna stop it right here, bro. Because this was, if y'all not familiar with the characters, that's Cersei Lannister and that's Peter Baelish, aka Littlefinger. And right here, as I was mentioning earlier in the stream, Littlefinger had a little too much dip on his chip. Littlefinger thought he was strutting around. He's come up the ranks. He's an important member of the society that these characters are in. And he thinks, okay, I have a little bit of knowledge that I can lord over Cersei, and that's going to give me the power and the leverage to not be threatened by her. And Cersei just had to put him in place. Say, hey, hold up, young fella. Hold up, young fella. I know that you think that you popping, that you cool right now. You got your brothels going, you doing all that stuff, but I still am Queen Regent. I still control the Kingsguard, which she had surrounding him. And those were the people who seized him in that moment. It's just it really is one of the most badass scenes of Game of Thrones. I'm not a huge Cersei Lannister fan overall, but in this moment, it was just a nice flex, just a nice kind of thing where you see her just be like, yeah, bro, like you're cool, but there's levels to this. There's levels to this, and you're not on my level. I can control a lot more things than you can control. And again, you even see it. She's, seize him, cut his throat. And I know at that moment, he thought it was GG. When I was first watching this, I said, I thought he was going to be around for a little longer. Then I changed my mind, step back 3 paces, all that stuff. So just, again, exerting her power over someone who thought they would be able to exert the power that they have gained over her. She was just saying, nah, not today, not today. So I really do like the scene. It is one of the most badass scenes.
Turn around. Close your eyes.
You see, he looks shook.
Power is power. Do see if you can take some time away from your coins and your whores to locate the Stargirl for me. I would very much appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna stop it before the scene even goes. This is one of the best scenes too, man. I can't front. I just can't. This scene is amazing for so many reasons because, again, a little background on it. She's talking to someone, a foreigner, and they don't think that she speaks their language. They've been talking down on her for a while. They're like, oh, this little girl, she knows not what she does. And they're just kind of talking down to her in their language, and the whole time they don't think that she understands what they're saying. Fast forward, it's like, actually, no, I do speak that language. I do know that you've been talking down on me this whole time, and now we about to get busy with me and my dragons. Let's watch it. Let's see it play out. He thought he was cool.
Is it done then? They belong to me. Tindas lusaser tidas.
Tida.
This is done.
Pero si tiene.
You hold the whip.
Espero Jesia. Asia Zantia.
You see how, even because Masande, she's like the translator for them. You see how she turned around? She's like, wait, you speak the language? She said, wait, hold up. Didn't know that you. And luckily, Masande had been kind of massaging kind of what the master was saying to her, and kind of, making sure that the roughness and the brutality that he was talking to her in wasn't what she was saying to her. But in that moment, she was like, what the? And even you see the other people that are with her, they're like, oh, yo, I didn't even know that you speak Valerian. She's like, yeah, I do. And now we're about to get busy, and we're going to get rid of these slave masters.
Il est très j'espère finito magie.
Zadrizes buzdaris daor.
You see, like, he wasn't even. She'd been speaking Valerian to the Unsullied, and he wasn't even paying attention. He was focused on the dragon. Like, how can I get this dragon to pay to bond to my will? He wasn't even paying attention the way she was already speaking Valerian, and she had to speak to him for him to be like, "Oh, snap! You speak the language," and then just look what happened, bro. It gets real crazy up in here.
And Valeria Wipoana Gariksan. Valeria Munuengos Nuyis Isa. Tovagedi. Axia Osentas, Menti Osentas. Kiloni Pilos Luevale Tolvio Osenatas. Inini Odrigatas. Urnai Luedole Brijatas. Dracaris.
You see, bro, dude got lit on fire. I just can't. Dude got lit on fire. If you would have played your chips a little bit more kind of smoothly, maybe you don't get lit on fire. Maybe she just kind of still takes the Unsullied from you, but maybe she lets you live. This is a lesson in, treat people with kindness. Treat people with kindness, and you never know how that might go back on you. He wasn't kind, though.
Father, I wish to confess.
Oh my God. Whoo! I get chills at this scene, bro. Like, y'all see how I'm like cheesing right now? I get chills at this scene. This has to be top 5 Game of Thrones moment. I know they're not doing it in order, just kind of a whole compilation, but this is a top 5 moment. This is probably a top 2 or 3 speech in a whole entire show, and it just goes to show the acting chops that Peter Dinklage has, who played Tyrion. It goes to show the level of wit that the character of Tyrion has, and just it's just all around amazing scene. I'm just gonna let it play because I can't add anything to it. I'm just gonna let it play, and y'all can see for yourself.
I wish to confess.
You wish to confess?
I saved you. I saved this city and all your worthless lives. I should have let Stannis kill you all.
Tyrion! Do you wish to confess?
Yes, Father. I'm guilty. Guilty? Is that what you want to hear?
You admit you poisoned the king?
No. Of that I'm innocent. I'm guilty of a far more monstrous crime. I'm guilty of being a dwarf.
You are not on trial for being a dwarf.
Oh, yes, I am. I've been on trial for that my entire life.
Have you nothing to say in your defense?
Nothing but this. I did not do it. I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had. Watching your vicious bastard die gave me more relief than 1,000 lying whores. I wish I was the monster you think I am. I wish I had enough poison for the whole pack of you. I would gladly give my life to watch you all swallow it.
Samarin! Samarin, escort the prisoner back to his cell.
I will not give my life for Joffrey's murder, and I know I'll get no justice here, so I will let the gods decide my fate. I demand a trial by combat.
Bro, like it's just 10 out of 10, no notes. That's how you give a speech. You see Tyrion's character at that point, he's just broken. He's broken. He's being blamed for something he didn't do. His own father is willing to let him die or go to the wall and take the black of the Night's Watch. And he's just he broke at that point. He broke. And he lets people know how he's feeling. He lets people know how he's felt his entire life. And you just, again, you see the acting chops of Peter Dinklage in that scene. And one of the things I love the most is when after he's like, demand a trial by combat. You see Oberyn Martell, he's a dude that leaned up a little bit, right? Because he got beef with the Lannisters too. And he's like, this is my opportunity to kill some Lannister people and get my revenge. And that, you know, he's played by Pedro Pascal, as we've seen him in Fantastic Four. We've seen him he was in Narcos. He's been all over the place recently. He was in The Last of Us as Joel. So that was kind of a younger Pedro Pascal, but I love his character just leans up a little bit. Like, interesting. I can get my lick back. This is just a great scene. His brother Jamie and that just kind of shocked because he's like, "Yo, Tyrion, I what?" But yeah, just 10 out of 10 scene. Some of the greatest parts of Game of Thrones was its speeches, was its the elegance, the way that, you know, important people talked in small rooms, or the way quote unquote unimportant people talked in rooms. That was probably the best part of it. As later season Game of Thrones went along, there was less speeches, there was less kind of intimate moments of people talking, and it was more kind of the spectacle. But in these prime seasons of Game of Thrones, this was just this right here is what made Game of Thrones so special, in my opinion.
I want what I came for. I want the crown he promised me.
Well, actually, I'm gonna skip the scene. I don't. Is it kind of a badass moment? Yeah, I don't really like it. I don't really like the scene. It's a little brutal. I'm going to actually skip past this one. Genuinely gonna skip past this one because it's a lot. It's a lot. But we'll go to the next one. We'll see what happens with this one.
Si morgolesi, Jim Sidori, Jajalen Tot, Vajivi Kezari.
Thank you for the armada. Our queen does love ships. Now, last time we spoke, we made a pact. You violated that pact. You declared war upon us. Though our queen does have a forgiving nature, this cannot be forgiven.
Our queen insists that one of you must die as punishment for your crimes.
It always seems a bit abstract, doesn't it? Other people dying.
Him. He should die. Yes, him. No. He's not one of us. He's an outsider, lowborn. He does not speak for us.
Please.
Tell your people what happened here. Tell them you live by the grace of Her Majesty. When they come forward with notions of retribution or ideas about returning the slave cities to their former glory, remind them what happened when Daenerys Stormborn and her dragons came to Meereen.
All right, this is a scene that I wouldn't have included myself. I don't think it's as badass as the person in this video putting this compilation together really thinks it is. Again, this is later season Game of Thrones, and kind of the way that they got to this scene is just, it doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth. You feel me? It's just a little bitter taste, right? Because Tyrion didn't listen to the dude who killed the other two. The reason that they're in this situation is because Tyrion wasn't listening. He thought, okay, I can make a pact with these slave traders, as he said earlier in the video. And the guy was like, no, they're not going to listen to us. Like, this isn't going to work. What you're doing here is kind of foolhardy. And Tyrion just went along with the plan. And that's why they were in this situation to where they had to come take back the cities. They had to meet with these people. And, two of them died because, they obviously didn't follow the pact. So it's badass if you just kind of single it out and just like, oh, like, Tyrion put a hand on his shoulder and he's like, hey, remind him of the Queen's mercy and all that. But if you think about the things that led up to this event, it's just, I wouldn't have put that in there. I definitely would not have put that in there. This is, again, later season Tyrion is not as cool as the Tyrion that we saw, giving the speech. He makes a lot of dumb decisions, and that is either character driven or because the writers forgot how to write his character and didn't do a good job of that. But I would not have put the scene in there outside of it. Yeah, I just wouldn't have. I wouldn't have.
Thank you for returning Lady Bolton safely. Now, dismount and kneel before me. Surrender your army and proclaim me the true Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North. I will pardon you for deserting the Night's Watch. I will pardon these treasonous lords for betraying my house.
Actually, I'm gonna skip this one too. I don't love this as much. Again, I wouldn't. Yeah, it's not my favorite scene. Let's
Stand together.
Okay. I really love this. I really love this one. Arya Stark takes her revenge. Let's get it.
Not you. I'm not wasting good wine on a damn woman. Maybe I'm not the most
pleasant man. I'll admit it, but I'm proud of you lot. You're my family, the men who helped me slaughter the Starks at the Red Wedding. Yes. Yes. Cheer. Brave men, all of you. Butcher the woman pregnant with her babe. Cut the throat of a mother of 5. Slaughtered your guests after inviting them into your home. But you didn't slaughter every one of the Starks. No. That was your mistake. You should have ripped them all out, root and stem. Leave one wolf alive, and the sheep are never safe.
When people ask you what happened here, tell them the North remembers. Tell them winter came for House Frey.
Okay, like, yeah, I'm putting that one up there, right? Because again, if y'all not familiar with Game of Thrones, season 3, the person who was originally talking to the guy, the man, he essentially eliminated House Stark, right? Basically eliminated House Stark. There's a few Starks left, obviously, but for the most part, House Stark was at the top of the mountain, and they went down all the way to the bottom, right? Arya Stark within that time, she wasn't at the Red. Well, she was at the Red Wedding, but she wasn't in a place to where she was going to get killed. She got saved, and then she, began training to be an assassin. And part of her assassin training was that I can use magic to become a faceless man. Right? A faceless man is someone who can take the face of any person, right? So she took the face of Walder Frey, the man who orchestrated the Red Wedding. And in this scene, you just see, again, the North remembers. The North remembers. And I'm not a Stark, but in that scene, I stood up and I'm like, the North, I'm the North. I remember what you did to my boy Rob. I remember what you did to Talisa. I remember what you did to Catelyn Stark. And now winter has come for House Frey. One thing about the Starks, they're always going to say winter is coming, and winter came. And the North remembers. So it was just it was a cool scene to see Arya get her revenge, being able to avenge her mom, her brother, her unborn, brother, like I said, cousin. But I don't know the kind of, but being able to see that unfold, it was spectacular. Again, this is later season Game of Thrones, but in this moment, it was really cool to see this. It really was. Ooh, oh my God. Okay, bro. I love this scene. This is when Dany really unleashes her dragons. Like we saw kind of earlier in the compilation, how she kind of unleashed her dragon a little bit. But this is full grown Drogon. This is he been eating his protein Drogon. I went through the growth spurt Drogon with the Dothraki at her side, which Dothraki haven't been introduced so far. But this is just a great scene. This again is later season Game of Thrones, and this is one of the battles and battle scenes that is just okay. Like for me, I personally navigate towards more of the intimate, quiet moments of just characters talking. But this is one of those scenes where it's like, but if you like the battles, I see why you like the battles. I'm not mad at you liking the action of this series. So let's get into it. I know I said we get into it, but imagine that. Imagine you're a soldier on the field and you just hear the shrieking of your opponent. You can't even see them yet. You right, you feel me? You're like, where are they? You just hear the shrieking and the horse footsteps, the gallops. I'm not a soldier, but if I was, I would be terrified. I'll be scared. I would be, what is that joke? They say, the pirate, he was had 10 ships among him. He said, oh, grab my red pants, so if he gets cut and he bleeds out, then no one's gonna say anything. Then he was faced against 20 ships and he says, oh, grab my red pants. So again, if he gets cut and bleeds out, they're not gonna see anything. Now he's faced with 100 ships. He looks around, he said, grab my brown pants. I'm just gonna let y'all sit on that why he might want to grab the brown pants, but I would be grabbing my brown pants if I hear the Dothraki shrieking and the horse footsteps. Ooh, that would be tough.
Spears up!
Get back to King's Landing.
I'm not abandoning my army.
You're the commander, not a damn infantryman. Those fuckers are about to swamp us.
We can hold them
Like, you feel me? You're like, one, they weren't expecting it at all, right? They were transporting gold back to the King's Landing. They weren't expected to be ambushed, right? So you see the Dothraki, which are one of the most fearsome fighters in all of Westeros, right? In all of Westeros. If that's not bad enough, then you just hear a shriek from a dragon, a freaking dragon. A freaking dragon. It's GG's. I'm done. I'm turning up. You got me. You got me. Please don't kill me. I'm not ready to die. But you got the Dothraki on me. You got a dragon. What else am I gonna do? Yeah. Okay, so that's done. We're done with that. Personally, me personally, though I like kind of the moments that they included, I really do. I do think that there are a lot of great moments in there, and I would kind of put that in the quote unquote most badass Game of Thrones moments. But they are missing some. They are missing some. I think for me personally, I would have put the Night Watch in there when they're defending the wall. From the not the Unsullied, from the Wildlings. I would have also put in there King's Landing is under attack by Stannis Baratheon. If you don't know Game of Thrones, you're not going to know who Stannis is, but no, they're under attack. And Tyrion gives another just great speech. Great speech. One of the lines that always sticks with me. Those are brave men at our door. Let's go kill them. Like, you feel like I would have been, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a soldier, but I would have been pumped up for that. I would have been like, oh yeah, let's get after it. So I would have put that in there. I would put the Battle of the Bastards in there as well. Particularly when Jon Snow, he gets knocked off his horse. His army is all the way behind him. It's literally just him versus the army coming at him, and this man draws his sword and just he's ready to take on a whole army. Now, what's he gonna do that? No, and especially in the universe that we're in, he would have died if his army didn't catch up and meet him at the battlefield. But in that moment, just the image of that, the scene, that was just one of those moments. So I would have put that in there as well. But again, you make a compilation, it's gonna be kind of what their favorite is, and you're not always gonna get what your own favorite is. And that's why people make part twos and threes and all that stuff, right? So there's a few other moments that I probably would have put in there as well. Um, Probably would have put the mountain and the viper scene. That one's a little tough. It's a little tough, but at the same time, it is pretty a cool moment if you guys are familiar with that. But yeah, overall, again, like the compilation there. Again, there's a few scenes in there that I've just just skip over. Didn't necessarily like. But there was, I would say, the good majority of them I did. So I like the compilation. I like being able to again just look back and think on the good times that I had watching Game of Thrones and interacting with that universe and being kind of immersed into that world. Hope you guys enjoyed this as well. Thank you for tuning in once again. It's your boy Scott, repping the 49ers. Again, we're not in the Super Bowl, but we're going to get back at it next year. Going to be back at it next year. Bang, bang, Niner gang, the quest for 6. All right, y'all. Catch you on the flip side.